past, during the pre-online age, the media landscape was very limited, so there wasn't anything visual except for like when the cinema came in, but before that it was just the vinyl record, and then it's developed since then, and now we have cinema, TV, and the VHS and the DVD, which and back in the pre-online age, the institutions were in full control over what the audiences consumed through the TV as it was broadcast. And it was also limited in terms of the content which was provided, and the access was limited as there was no internet.
Also, only the big institutions had access to like cameras and filming equipment, so that means no one else could. But whereas now we've kind of developed further on from that, so.
A theory that links to this is David Gauntlet's 1.0 web theory.
In this web theory, it's basically Web 1.0 is where the institutions are dominated all of the kind of media content, so it's quite limited, but
And following on, there was no online platforms available as the institutions had all the power. There was only like a page on the internet which you could just read off. There was no interaction with anything, like a BBC website which did the news.
And like if there was videos, it would take like a long time to load, and they would be very short and not very useful, I guess. And Web 2.0 next?
Yeah.
So with David Gauntlet's on Web 3.0, it's where the audience is dominating it all, and the audience are no longer the consumers, they are the prosumers.
Nah.
Netflix is an example. No, Netflix. YouTube is an example of Web 2.0. So, such as Fun for Louie, where they create their own videos, and it's a platform online for audience to watch the videos and also create their own videos. So, Superwoman and Tyler Oakley. So, Chris Anderson's long tail theory is.
So the idea is that revenue from niche products adds up to revenue from blockbuster/hit products. So the amount of niche products that are consumed equals to the amount of hit products that people consume. So the idea here is that back then it used to be hit product dominated. Everything was all about the big blockbusters. It was all about the hit products. It was all about going to the cinema.
So we can agree with this because anyone can buy a camera and then create their own videos because they have the equipment to do so, and that is regarded as niche products over a wide range of audiences.
So there's a wider range of niche products, which means that as a result of this, there's more available for pretty much everyone. So everyone has at least something that they can watch, and if that's not the case, then they can always just pick up their phone and produce something that they want to produce.
And because there's a lot of niche that's kind of tailored to people's like needs, like not everyone might like mainstream, so if they like something else, they got that for them.
But however, older generations can't do this, as like some may struggle with the equipment and they don't really use this kind of technology to do so. And institutions can also buy out niche products, so that I would disagree with too.
Yeah, that's quite common with like YouTube, like people like Jax, I think it's Jax Gap, they bought them out because they do a lot of travelling videos, so then Google and Skype paid for them to travel, and so now it's kind of like they own them rather than them being their own individual thing, but they've still got aspects of that in, but it's not in the same completely niche way.
a theory that links to all of that is Charles Ledbetter's We Think theory, which lasted from 2006 to 2009, and it basically
It states that mass creativity is sort of dominant in our society
and
as
it's
of now.
also like agreeing to the part how democracy is.
It's all about,
The audiences are becoming more
It's
democratic.
about participation rather than consumption
Yeah.
or production. It's all about
And
prosuming.
it also touches upon the idea of how the audiences are starting to take control over what audiences consume as opposed to the institutions. But you could argue that it's a bit exaggerated and outdated now.
And also the institutions are beginning to take control back.
Yeah, as we move into Web 3.0.
Mm-hmm. So Web 3.0 is where the computers can interpret our informations, and like so, as in Netflix, they can like recommend films of what to watch based on what you've already seen.
Basically, it's like it's the phase of the internet which tracks information about you and then uses it against you to like recommend things like how Netflix are doing already.
Yeah, recently they did actually decide that they wanted to change the display interface to one of simple recommendation, to one of simply recommending as soon as someone comes onto the actual website, rather than just having a load of content available. It's going to be based on recommendations.
Yeah.
So it's going to be based on what you've been watching, and that's just going to be the main interface.
Yeah.
Which can now reduce cinema views as well.
And also it's becoming more interactive now than ever, like, because we have more access to the internet and we're able to be more creative as an audience.
On to independent film.
I get those case studies. Theory that... What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so with the independent film, like we looked at it from kind of the past, present and future. And in the past it was basically impossible, like when film first kind of started, because again, like not everyone had access to cameras and all.
It was very limited. The only way
Yeah.
you could really consume it was through going to like film festivals, and if you were a producer yourself.
But nowadays there's the cameras and
Yeah,
technology.
now
equipment
we have access to
available.
the same like technology
Yeah.
and equipment that professional filmmakers have, and we're able to like
Put it on YouTube.
distribute it on
Yeah.
online platforms.
And like on the BFI, they have the BFI player where they stream independent films and stuff that you would not normally see.
You can watch some for free, or there's like a £3 subscription.
So it's a lot easier now with more
Yeah.
access as well.
In the future, filmmakers will begin to use like new technology over cameras, such as mobile phones, which obviously there'll be like higher definition,
And at the
Like
same
compared to
standard
now.
as cameras.
Yeah. And it'll be a cheaper option, and it'll be really like quite not as expensive.
It will also
to do
motivate
it. Yeah.
audiences to want to create more.
Yeah.
If they have a higher definition camera, they're likely to want to exploit that fact, and they'd likely want to make more movies, videos with it.
And it won't only be just like film festivals, because now they have independent cinemas where they just screen independent films, where only like niche content is like broadcast.
Yeah, even now some films have been shot on mobile phones. I was reading in an article that this Lucas gave us, and a whole film was actually shot on a
Yeah.
smartphone, and it
Yeah.
was just as good as any other film it
And a theory that links to this is Tapscott and Williams' Wiconomics theory, and there's 5 different strands which relate to it. One of them is democratization, where we have control over the media. Yeah, audiences have control. It's more democratic. We have an opinion. We can put
Self-governing.
we can
Environment.
distribute stuff online, and it also links to Charles Ledbetter's knowledge and gauntlet.
And free creativity, so it's allowing us to be more active with the internet, allowing us to produce our own videos and have access for people to watch.
And for thinking globally, like a lot of areas in the world, they do have access to internet now.
Creates a global village as well.
Yeah, but then however, a criticism of that is that a lot of places actually don't have the internet, or they have very limited access, so it's not entirely global as we may think.
Because some parts of the world, like Africa, don't have access to even Web 2.0.
Yeah. And if they do have internet, it would take a very long time just to even access it. And
So you're saying some people miss out on being in the biggest
and
coffee
with
house.
Pairing, we were able to do free sharing online. So if I uploaded something on YouTube and someone follows me, they'll be able to watch it, and then I'll be able to watch their content. However, it's hard to protect like copyright corporations.
And that's a wrap.